Day, you casually do something incredibly dangerous. You grab a cable, plug it into a hole in the wall, place it next to your bed like it's some kind of comforting little technology pillow. Inside that outlet is enough electricity to permanently stop your body if something goes wrong. But you don't panic, you don't scream, you don't get to a chair, you'll even scroll TikTok while plugging in your charger. And yet, the moment a tiny spider crawls across the wall, your entire nervous system declares war. Heart racing, goosebumps, instant panic. Suddenly your brain has only one mission: kill it or move out. And that raises a strange question. Why are you terrified of a tiny spider, but completely comfortable around electricity? The answer is unsettling, because that fear might not actually belong to you. It could be a message sent from millions. A trip back in time. Leave your air-conditioned apartment for a moment. Leave the glowing screens. Leave the world where people fear low battery more than getting lost in life. Now imagine a much older world. No hospitals, no allergy medicine, no Google searches asking, "Is this spider bite dangerous?" In that world, everything could mean life or death. A sound in the bushes, a shadow too fast, a tiny creature hiding under a rock. Your ancestors didn't live in clean apartments. They lived among things that crawled, bit, poisoned, hunted, and hid in darkness. Snakes, spiders, scorpions, predators. Imagine two prehistoric humans. One sees a strange creature and says, "Interesting, let me touch it." The other sees 8 legs and immediately runs. Which one do you think survived longer? In that world, being slightly too afraid was smarter than being calmly curious. A brain that reacted instantly to spiders, snakes, or darkness may have saved your ancestors thousands of times. And after millions of years, those fears never disappeared. They just went dormant. Until a tiny spider appears in your bathroom. Your brain, built for survival. The first thing you need to understand is this: your brain was not designed to make you happy. It was designed to keep you alive. That means your brain doesn't always ask for permission before reacting. It doesn't hold a meeting, it doesn't run a survey. It simply recognizes an ancient pattern. Small, fast, unexpected, too many legs. Appearing in dark corners, and immediately activates potential danger. Your rational mind may say, "It's tiny," but your ancient instincts say, "My ancestors didn't survive for 2 million years so you could stand there analyzing spiders." Fear of spiders isn't weakness. It's outdated survival software, old interface, overdramatic alarm sounds. Upon a time, it worked extremely well. And interestingly, your brain now reacts to modern spiders too. An unread message, an email from your boss at 11 p.m., a social media post that makes you feel left behind. Thousands of years ago, humans panicked at shadows moving in the bushes. Today we panic at notifications. Same brain, different jungle. Why we don't fear electricity. The reason you don't instinctively fear electrical outlets is surprisingly simple. Electricity arrived too late. Snakes, spiders, darkness, and heights existed beside humans for millions of years. But electrical outlets? From an evolutionary perspective, they're basically a brand new employee who joined the company on Monday morning. Your ancient brain hasn't added them to the automatic fear list yet. No cave ancestor ever warned their children, "Don't stick your fingers into the 2 holes in the rock wall." That's why fear of electricity must be taught. Parents warn children. Schools teach safety. Warning labels exist everywhere. But fear of spiders? That activates automatically. Sometimes all it takes is a tiny movement in the corner of your eye. Because in the past, The humans who ignored dangerous creatures often didn't survive long enough to tell their stories. The ones who stepped back, who hesitated, who feared correctly, were more likely to survive. And survival doesn't always belong to the bravest people. Sometimes it belongs to the most cautious. The modern trap. The problem is, that same ancient brain is now trying to survive in a completely different world. It evolved to avoid venom. Now it has to handle deadlines. It evolved to fear rejection from the tribe. Now it fears being ignored in group chats. A spider scared 5 seconds. But stress can quietly consume you for 5 years. An electrical outlet can be dangerous if handled correctly. But your smartphone can silently plug itself into your attention every single day. And this is evolution's dark little joke. Your brain is incredibly fast at detecting ancient dangers, but painfully slow at recognizing modern ones. Loneliness, comparison, burnout, addiction to stimulation, constant pressure to succeed. Your ancestors scanned forests for snakes. You scan social media for evidence that you're falling behind. Deep down, the same ancient survival system is still running. The environment changed. The brain didn't. Maybe the spider was never the real villain. Maybe it's just a button, a trigger that activates the oldest part of your brain, the part that once lived in forests, feared darkness, needed the tribe, and stayed alert simply to survive another sunrise. The truth is, we are using Stone Age brains inside a world filled with Wi-Fi, algorithms, credit cards, notifications, and endless comparison. Our brains aren't broken. They're just living in the wrong environment. So next time you panic over a tiny spider, don't laugh at yourself too quickly, because fear itself was once a form of intelligence. But maybe the more important question is this. In the modern world, are you afraid of the right things?